Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See detail.
Do you know what lies within nothing?
No.
Do you know where it ends? Do you want to know?
Yes.
Counterbalance, a high fantasy audio drama. Season 2, coming 15th of October 2023. Learn more on trilunas.com.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
You'll know retired NHL goaltender Corey Hirsch for a couple key reasons. The first, the obvious. He played for the Stars, the Capitals, the Rangers, the Canucks, was in the NHL from 95 through 02, finished his career with a 2.93 goals against and an 8.99 save percentage. He was the backup goaltender for Kirk McLean, although you might not realize that just looking at the overall stats. Corey won the WHL's Memorial Cup. He won Olympic silver at the 94 Olympics in Norway. Simply put, he is one of Canada's best tenders of all time. The other reason that you'll know Corey, he's been a huge advocate for mental health awareness over the years. He put out his book, The Save of My Life, My Journey Out of the Dark, a few years back now, and he hasn't been shy about telling his own story and his struggle over the years. Corey's made a mark both on and off the ice, and when he jumped to Zoom with us, we talked about all sorts of things like superpowers and binging the World Series of poker. We talked about superstitions, Kiss, Tina Turner, and Prince came up. So did growing up with the music of Elvis Presley. He shared a Romanian near-death story. And stop me if you've heard this before, Corey talked about when he realized his true potential to play in the NHL.
Probably really started recognizing when I was about 13 or 14. You're just so much better than everybody else. And that's not being, bragging or being arrogant. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like people just couldn't score on you.
Yeah, like Connor Bedard. I mean, I wasn't as good as Connor Bedard, but I mean, they just you dominated every level, right? And so you have a pretty good idea. I would say, 90% of the NHL, those guys were the best players in their league, on their teams, in their cities, right? I mean, they were just always that talented. And there are some, there's a lot that don't get drafted that are still good players, that bloom a little later. But for the most part, it's typically the kids that they're the ones that dominate, are going to have the opportunity to. And then a lot of things have to happen along the line, right? I mean, coaches have to like you. You have to get on good teams. You have to have good players around you. Like, there's so much that has to happen to be able to play in the NHL. It's ridiculous.
But you knew fairly early, like 13, 14, that's pretty early.
Yeah. You wouldn't say it's the NHL. You knew you were going to play.
But you know you're
good. Yeah. You're good. You're better than, most every because you're going to summer camps, you're getting invited to junior camps, you're getting invited, you have a good idea of your level anyways, or the opportunity. And then it's after that, it's probably better that you don't know what's happening to you, right? Because you just get kind of shot out of a cannon into the professional sports world.
Stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by FKP MMA, Vancouver's #1 training destination at fkpmma.com.
Talmor, Sheshin Marachi. Talmor is my home. My family have worked the land for generations. My gran says the island does not belong to us, but we belong to the island. And we must be ready, for a great evil is coming, and death follows with it.
Listen and subscribe to the latest season of Undertow, The Harrowing, a Storyglass production presented by Realm, available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I'm the host and creator of Only One in the Room podcast. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us for an hour and lose yourself in someone's incredible Only One story. We talk to the realest of real people, dealing with issues like infertility, addiction, human trafficking, and body shaming. Oh, and we want to be fair, so we talk to some celebrities too. Oscar winners, New York Times bestselling authors, supermodels, and even the most decorated U.S. Winter Olympian. Everyone is invited to share their Only One story with our listeners. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone. Download Only One in the Room wherever you listen to podcasts today.